My attention was snagged this week by a quote that found its way into my inbox, and I wondered what you might think about it. It comes from an author named Suzanne Axelson, and I'll put a link with her information, as well as any other sources I reference, in the description of this clip. Here's the quote. "We are, essentially, stealing from children when they are forced to train for the future instead of allowing them to play in the now. Trust in play." So this quote spoke to me on a number of levels. First off, I'm thinking a lot about the now as I'm reading Raising Good Humans with my book club and actively cultivating my mindfulness. And as I've been discussing with my book club members, Magda Gerber very much wanted parents to reside in the moment with children, in caregiving moments, staying attuned and attentive, present, and to stay present with themselves when watching children play and explore, noticing what our impulses are when we see children play. Just like a young baby has to work through their reflexes to gain mastery over their movements, I sometimes feel like I can see parents working through their own reflexes to jump in, to rescue, to teach, to solve, watching those gradually relax into patient and present observers. I was also struck by the line, "trust in play." As adults, we toss around the phrase, "play is children's work," but it can be easy to dismiss it. There's this really beautiful scene in Seeing Infants with New Eyes where a child is playing with a very simply made wagon. Well, here, take a look.
What happens when we interrupt and say, "That's enough now, and I want you to look at these two big flashcards"? First of all, why would we do it? I cannot imagine that anybody would do it who appreciates what the child is doing. So number one, it means you do not appreciate, you think, the child is just fiddling around.
As you watch, can you imagine what that child is learning, figuring out? We already know, or think we know, how the world works. Babies and toddlers are still figuring it out, and they are primed to explore their worlds using all of their senses to learn about it. If we're lucky, when we slow down and watch, we can see the wheels turning. Please forgive the pun. And as they get older, well, I appreciate how the author of Pursuing Bad Guys puts it. Pretend play is children's primary research method. It's how, as individuals and groups, they live into and explore the ideas and feelings they find most pressing and captivating. Play is a window into children's thinking and emotional landscape. Children's pretending is rich with hints about what worries them, what frustrates them, what they long for, and what brings them joy. So I already threw out one trope about play, but here's another one that I think may be a little more baked into our subconscious. Child's play. What does that phrase mean to you? Think about it. I'll wait. For me, child's play speaks of something simple, easy, and perhaps not all that valuable. This brings me to the other part of the quote that really got me. We steal from children when we train them for the future, rather than allowing them to play in the now. Our culture doesn't make it easy for us to be in the now, period. But with children, no way. Pediatricians are asking, are they sitting up yet? Are they speaking? Friends and family ask, are they walking yet? And we ask ourselves, when will they be ready for this world? When we reside in what's next, it makes it harder to appreciate what's now and to recognize that what's happening now is actually what's preparing children for what's next. And when we hurry children into milestones and learning, they're missing out on learning how to learn. They're missing out on learning that discovery is joyful, missing out on the skills they need to support their learning. As Magda would say, slow down, and then slow down a little more. Have a little trust that children will learn what they need to learn in their own way and on their own time, and it will be just in time. If you're looking for a preschool that embodies this philosophy to a T, I highly recommend you check out Caterpillar Cottage in the Valley. As it happens, they have an open house tomorrow, and it's not too late to sign up to attend. And if all of this makes sense to you because you, but not your parenting partner, can come to a class regularly, you're not alone. To help address this, I'm exploring the possibility of starting a "What's this RIE thing?" playdate. I'm still workshopping the name, but the idea is a monthly or bi-monthly class for partners, meeting on a Saturday afternoon in my RIE studio in Tarzana. It will still be for parents and children to experience together, and it will be a chance for children to play in a familiar space and for parents to learn about perhaps an unfamiliar approach to parenting, surrounded by other parents who are all in that same boat. If this sounds intriguing, let me know. The first one will be sometime in February. Date and time is also TBD. And if all of this makes sense to you, but you're struggling with figuring out how to make it make sense with more than one child, you're also not alone. I'm in the planning stages of developing a RIE Parents of Siblings support group. This group will be just for adults, meeting in person in my studio in Tarzana, tentatively scheduled for Sunday early afternoons. A Zoom option is also a possibility, but for parents who would like to actually leave their house, I'm starting with an in-person option. Thanks for playing along with my riff on that quotation today. As always, I welcome your thoughts on this newsletter.